Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. So today what I have, I'm going to stay standing up. I cooked my bacon in that welfare pan, that square one, and then it was nice and greasy, and I took that potato left over from the potato pancake, and I poked holes and put it in the microwave and just softened it up. So I made hash brown and bacon. Then, at the same time, muffin tin, you fill it up with about a half of water. Now, I seen this on Facebook, a hack, and I dumped the egg in, and you really got to cook it. See, it's a poached egg, cooked in water. So you really have to put it on 400. That's what took me so long. If you put it on 350, it takes forever to cook. And then I got my toast. I want to hurry up where these are hot. I made sure these were done first, right? Because you know how I am with my egg. Now, I like a 7-minute egg, but this is new to me. So it's not a 7-minute egg, but I like a little. But that's okay. It's not hard boiled, but there's no, I'm just used to doing it. This is my second time, so once I get it down pat. Just like on top of the stove, I'm used to the ring stove with the not that flat one, but the burners. That's why I was having such a hard time. I'm still adjusting to it, That's why I was having, now with the potato pancakes, I would have known. I would have had to turn it up and turn it down and turn it up and turn it down. I'm just not used to that because it shuts on and off. And anyhow, that's me complaining. Oh, yesterday when I was saying, when you work casual in the government, they say, just a casual. Because someone see you're new or something, and the one next to you, she'll say, oh, she's just a casual. Just a casual. But at housing, they never ever done that. They never ever treated me that way. But at DNR, when I was doing the scanning project, my so-called supervisor, whatever you want to call her, she went, now, there were three main receptionists, 2 in the front, 1 in the back. And then where I was doing those mappings and everything, I got to go hang out with the girl in the back at the mapping. And me and the back receptionist at lunchtime, we would go out and across the way to the mall, and we'd have our lunch, and like I would just be a team player. If they wanted, if they were doing a raffle, or, you know what I mean, I was always involved, right? And if they, I was down at the forestry there, office, but if someone called in sick or whatever, and I had to cover, I would cover all 3. And she'd say, that's going to interfere with the project. I say, no, because I had to do, because the spreadsheet in Excel was from the microfilm. How many pages of this and that, and I had to update it every time. So if I would keep that aside for if I had to cover at the desk, because it wasn't just doing that. I had to. So anyway, so I covered for the girls. I was a team player. And she got appendicitis. Had to get her appendix out. And in the summertime, we had 3 students from the forestry that would help me with the boxes, moving them around. And they would they would help me pick out, they were about, usually a normal file in a box, has about between 20 and 25 files. But these were big files. They were only 10 in heavy boxes. I had to scan every one of them, like I said, probably 100 or more. But anyway, so when we went to see her brother, she went and got her appendix out. And I was in charge of the boys, keeping an eye on them, like I wanted to. Anyways, we went to the hospital and everything, the girls, and anyway, I did give her cards and flowers, and on the way out, she goes, I guess you're boss now. I just looked at her. Oh, man, she was jealous of me, because the way she acted around the girls, they didn't really want nothing to do with her. You know what I mean? Anyways, I don't think she had that many friends. It was her and her husband and 2 kids. And that's it. But she's a weird duck. Anyways, so the one in mapping, she was retiring. And they were going to have the girls, because we all hung out together, and you know how we had each other's back, sort of thing. They were going to have a little get together after work on the weekend now. So that idiot, my boss, or whatever you want to call her, she's arranging everything. She's going to make the reservations, and she's going to do this, and she's going to do the balloons, and she's going to do... They don't care, let her do it, right? I was told, because I'm almost done my project. The year's almost up, and I've done a good job. Anyway, the girls tell me this after. So when they were doing the guest list, she said, should we invite, and this is the weekend, it got nothing to do with work. Should we put her name down? Me. Because she's just a casual. Now, the back girl, she told me what they did. They said, if she don't go, and even the mapping girl, all of them said, if she don't go, we're not going. Well, she didn't like me after that, but thank God I was getting out of there, because I know she would have gave me a hard time. But anyway, that's why I want to say, just a casual. That's how you're treated, right? Some departments, some places, not all, but anyhow. So I'm going to talk about, a lot of people want to know what happened with my mom. Like not the bad stuff, I'm talking about the stupid stuff that we did, and what happened, where she's at, and what's going on. So anyway, so once we got the money and we went and got that trailer, a 10x50 in the trailer park, and we got that old Ford, we were on the bus and we seen the thing at the Ford at the dealership and everything, and anyways, we got to Ford, but we didn't have our license. We didn't even have our beginners at the time. No, we did. We had our beginners at the time, but kept on. We needed to practice. That's what's the problem. Anyway, so a friend of ours, we'll call him Mike, we put the car in his name, and he got insurance for us. So we drove all around with that thing. So after we got everything paid for, we got the furniture we wanted, and we decided we wanted to go one weekend into Moncton. But we're not going to drive to Moncton with no license, you know what I mean? We both had our beginners, but anyway. So, Mom called Mike up. So we want to go shopping at the big mall. It's bigger than Fredericton, right? Mall. In Moncton. What are you doing this weekend? He said nothing. She said, well, wanna go into Moncton? We'll pay for your food and your motel room, and because we just got that money and we had some to spare after we paid everything, you know what I mean? So anyways, he said, sure, I'm down for that. Oh, damn it. Anyway, I'm down for that. It was summertime. He had a motorcycle. So he came up. We got all ready early in the morning. Got 2 motel rooms. One for him, a single, and then one. So we're going to go out that night. And we got to be out by 11 o'clock. Mike was in an accident, so he don't act his age sometimes. Sometimes he goes into these things. Anyway, bad accident. So, we arrive there, get the motel. Then we go out for something to eat. We feed them good, steak and everything. We go to the motel and we're buying things, but little did he know, when he was in the washroom, at the motel room, we sat and had, the motel, before we went shopping, so we went into his, and I think we had a drink or something, because the restaurant and everything was close by. We could walk. We parked the car and we walked everything. So, anyhow, we looked, something's on my phone. Oh well. Anyway, it didn't stop my thing, that's good. So anyway, we went and we looked at all his sizes for his pants, his shoes, his shirt. So we went shopping. And then I go to Mike, oh, let's go here. Mom wants to go do this and everything. So she went and picked up him a nice brand new pair of jeans, a belt, because he's been pretty good to us. He didn't have to put the car in his name. I think the car was in our name, but you need a license to get insurance at that time. Something like that. He was pretty good. He could have said, no, you guys don't get your license. You know what I mean? So he was good. So anyway, got him a shirt. We were going to go to the country club. So I think we got him a cowboy hat. He loved country music. Pair of shoes, socks, everything. Everything but the underwear. So, we get back to the motel. And anyway, so he's in our room and we're going in and getting dressed and, oh, we got this and all that. And he had his head down on the bed, right? We show him the bag. He said, what's this? Like I said, sometimes he acts like a kid and sometimes, anyway. He opened it up and he started crying. And he cried, and he cried, and he cried. So we told him, go over there in your room and go get dressed because we got to get going. We had to treat him like a kid, right? Anyway, we got ready. Now, he really, So we went to the bar. We ordered ordinary. I think we got finger foods too. But we were just drinking normal. Well, he was ordering quadruples and everything. Like, we didn't win a lotto. You know what I mean? We said, well, take care of ya, but quadruples. So anyways, he got so drunk that he had to hold up against the wall going to the washroom. So we said, 11 o'clock, we gotta leave. But he had his license, and we had our big dinner. So I said to Mom, if you can't drive back, he's in the back seat, me and you are driving back. But he was okay. But we got kind of loaded too. So, but he was okay to drive back. We got him a big breakfast. When I say big breakfast, I mean a big breakfast. And, okay, we had this boy down the road too. A couple trailers down. We had a cat. He loved our cat. He would just sit come down, sit on our step, and ask if it was okay that he play with the cat. His mom, I don't know. Something was up. I could feel it. I went through that with my mom, but I didn't see no bruises or nothing. But there's verbal, not only physical, but there's verbal abuse too, right? So anyway, he was always down. So I don't think his mother ever took him out for Halloween. So he comes knocking at the door. It's probably about 8 or 9. Well, it could have been 10. But he wasn't old enough to go out around the mother. Anyway, asked if we should come out around the park to go. Because me and Mom was having a few anyway. We were going to go out. And we usually have a few before we go out, right? My thing was Bacardi's and hers was Captain Morgan. I drink mine with 7-Up, she drank hers with Coke. So anyway, what happened was, we're planning on going out. And comes this kid wanting us to go around trailer park with him for an hour. We had lots of time to go out, but anyway, we said, go ask her mother. So I guess she said yes. I don't think we ever seen the mother. Maybe she had Humpty kids over there and had a hard time. He might have been the oldest. I don't know. So I'm jumping to conclusions, but just a feeling. You know what I mean? Maybe he just feels left out. I don't know. Anyway, there was just something about him. So we spiked up we were going to drink going around the park. We go to the houses. We were fine the first few houses, but I'm drinking it. We walk him to the door, let him get his treat. Now the radio station at the time was having this, if you knock on the door or ring the doorbell, they answer it. First thing come out of your mouth is it's the CFBC Trick or Treat Halloween House or something like that. And they have McDonald's coupons. Some for fries, some for pop, some for hamburgers, some for Big Macs, whatever, right? So every house, it was up to me because he didn't want to do it. Mom wasn't going to do it. So, anyways, we're all drunked up. And if they didn't give a good treat, Mom and him, I wasn't involved. I wasn't going to. They would take their pumpkin and smash it on the road. Both of them. They were next morning pumpkins every. Anyway, anything to damn eat something. That's my mom, right? So they were having fun doing that. I was on the bus the next day. Someone said, who would put all those pumpkin smash on? I said, I know, eh? Isn't that terrible? People doing that. Anyway, so we were drunk. We were so drunk. At the end of it, I think the very last house, I said, is this the trick-or-treating thing? Is this the fucking radio station house? Anyway, he loved it. I think he got like 10 Big Macs and fries and everything. And they didn't expire for like 6 months or a year or something. So that was great for him. He loved it. He kept on saying, say that thing if I forgot, because I was, like I said, I was drunk, right? So anyways, anything free, Mom likes. So after we got our license, I'm driving. She got hers first because she had hers years ago. I was still going for my license. That's a different story. But anyway, I'm driving up, and the church, it had, like, it was summertime, balloons in the back we could see, and barbecue and everything. She's going, pull over. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not our church. We don't know them people. I said, I'm not getting out. She could smell the hot dogs and hamburger and whatever. Well, she gets in there, and I guess it's a birthday party or something for someone, a member of the church, eh? I guess she's walking around like she knows everybody, picking up. I told her, if when you come back, get me a plate. Oh, yes, me, don't you knew everybody? And oh, yeah. So anyway, free food, eh? She see free food, that's it. Oh, wouldn't she love Costco before the COVID? And she would have went around 10 times. Anyways, no shame, too. Woman said, I could see her at Costco. I have to cook some more. And she'd say, how long does it take? I'll be right back. And you know what I mean? Like, anyway. Elections. We don't vote. But they were doing election parties. Free food and entertainment. And we went to every one. Yeah, liberal, she's going on and everything. And then, yeah, conservative, yeah, NDP. Anyway, always found free food. What else? So, the first time I moved to Alberta, she went back to Minto, and my youngest daughter moved to Nova Scotia, like I said. And, well, she went to, like, Jim never done nothing. He was gone like 4 years at the time and never sent nothing, which that was part of our agreement, but could have sent a birthday card, a Christmas card, nothing. Okay? So, he didn't do nothing. I had it all planned out that she's going to go to college and everything. I had it all setting it up for her and everything. She decided she didn't want to go. She's going to go Nova Scotia with her father, and I said, okay. Didn't last long. Anyways, so she moved to Nova Scotia. Mom was moving back to Minto. My two oldest, bro and LaFonda, was living here with my granddaughter. So I moved here. Then she ends up moving back because Jim's girlfriend was going to kick her out at 12 o'clock at night or whatever. I don't know what. I told her, you stay there and I'll wire you the money. I'll transfer you the money, and you get the bus, and then you go to Minto with Mom. So she went there. So then she met this guy, and she had her first kid. she went back. She went back to Nova Scotia with his family. Anyways, and that didn't work out. And anyway, when she came back, she was single with. She went back to Mom's. She was single with in Minto. She didn't want to live in Minto, and I wasn't going to move back to Minto. I'm still in Alberta. But she was single with a kid, so she moved to Fredericton, so I moved back to Fredericton. I was already here a year, right? So then, it's kind of confusing. I got to go through this if you want to know. Anyway, so when I went back, I rented a room from Ivan, a friend of ours. Mom was still in Minto. My youngest, she had her place, and then, well, she ended up getting pregnant, same guy. They got back together, and then, anyway, she got pregnant for a second one. At the time, Mom kept on moving and moving. When she went back to Minto, she had changed doctors. And wouldn't give her, because her doctor in Fredericton was retiring anyway. And the woman wouldn't give her a prescription for her Oxy or her Tylenol 3 that she was taking. See, she injured her knee long ago when we were in Ottawa. Broke her knee. And they gave her those Dilatas or whatever you call it. But then they weren't working, so they gave her Oxy, and she's been on it all those years. Mild. Maybe a tendinite and shredded tendinite. My cousin took her up to the hospital or to the doctor and said, look, for how much is in that thing? For how much? It was low dosage, and she takes it right. Why can't you give her the prescription back? But anyway. So she ended up, you can buy Tylenol ones with codeine over the counter. So she would take probably 200 pills a month. And it killed her liver, of course, right? So, but Medicare, it didn't matter where she went, because you had to show your Medicare, and they could, so she get friends. I didn't get any. She wanted me to go get her 200. You could get 50s, one, whatever. I wouldn't do it. I don't think Ivan done it either, but she knew people that would go do that for her, right? So anyway, yeah, me and Ivan didn't do it because we knew she was killing herself. So my youngest one moved to Alberta. That's the time that I was going through at the neurologist, all these tests and everything to see what I had. And anyway, I explained it to Mom because she didn't know what it was, because it says hereditary, but nobody in my family has it. Then they said, oh, if you got someone in the family with essential tremors, 50% of the kids is going to have it. And nobody in my mom's or dad's side has it. So, anyway, I argue with that. Anyway, so I told Mom that eventually I'm going to, well, they have, like, they wanted to put me on high blood pressure pills. I always got low blood pressure. And it's for that. It's not for essential tremors. Then they wanted to give me pills that, for like or seizures, people taking seizures. Well, I don't take seizures. And if I started those pills, I said, what happens if I miss one? Then I would take seizure. Do you think I want to do that? No. Then there's one for heart. I'm not taking no heart pills. There's nothing wrong with my heart. For something else? No. Then there's intense or something ultrasound that they can do now. But it's not available, I don't think, It is maybe in Calgary, but it costs us $10,000. And it does go through not an MRI, but a CAT scan. So, but it's $10,000. Medicare don't, and there's not a guarantee, and the side effects could be headache and this and dizziness, and I don't have all that right now. See, I don't like the side effects, so I'm waiting. When I can't hold my coffee, some days, see, I'm better than, anyways. When I can't hold my coffee and feed myself, eventually, I mean, like I said, it's, and as you get older. So, I'll just go with the flow. But anyways, so Mom, she knew I had that, and she knew eventually, so she was going to go back to Mendo because she didn't want me to take care of her. Because she said, I'm going to have someone take care of me. And I said, well, that's not going to be for another 20 years. But anyway, so she wouldn't go back to Minnow and die. And so, because I was going to, my youngest one moved to Alberta, so I had 3 grandkids here, my 3 kids here, everything was here. And she couldn't travel because I caught the bus out, and it takes 5 days. And she was really like on the pins and everything. Like she was going downhill fast. So she moved. Now when I left, my mom never ever apologized for all the stuff she did. But she knew that I might make her funeral, but that would be the last time that we would see each other. And that's the only time I can remember her hugging me. She gave me a hug when I left. So, she passed away February 13th, 2020. Just before the COVID, you know what I mean? And so they cremated her. This February will be 2 years. So, like I said, the bus is no more Greyhound, so I was going to take the train. Still takes 4 days. And my aunt, she handled everything, and my cousin. And they cremated her, and they kept her ashes, and I took the whole month. I even had this plan in March. I requested that whole month off of June. That was 2 years ago. So anyway, taking the train, it's 4 days to get there, and then I would have been able to spend almost 2 weeks there and then 4 days to come back. And I was doing it in June, and they had arranged my birthday is June 18th. They were going to do the burial June 19th, the next day. So anyways, they canceled the train. Good job I didn't get the ticket ahead of time. But they canceled the train, but not the plane jet. See? So Bro and La Ponda in June went down to Mom's burial. They had a little funeral and then brought her down. And they were going to stay down for a few more weeks, but they were advertising that they were telling anybody with a ticket to go back home if you're not from New Brunswick, right? So they came home early. And my youngest one didn't go because she had the 2 kids, and this is 2 years ago, so they would have been mother 5. They're 4 and 6, so they were young. I couldn't take care of them because they wanted to go for a couple weeks, right? So anyway, so that's the story about anybody want to know where Mom was. And that'd be 2 years, February 13th. But I kind of figured I wouldn't be able to make it down. Well, I knew I wouldn't be able to make it down to see her. Because she passed away so fast in the thing there. She refused to eat, and so she had diabetes, and she had a bunch of stuff wrong with her, so high blood pressure, and she didn't want to eat, and she didn't want to do. She wanted to die. She said, "I'm going home to die." Train costs a little bit more. See, I told her. I said, "We can always get a nice private thing on a train." She had the money. I said, "We don't have to take the bus, you know. We can catch the train." No, not doing that. Not doing that. I'm staying here. I'm going back to Minna. I don't want anybody to take care of me. I just want to die. So that was her choice, right? Anyways, I'll finish this up. I go to the bank today. And then I'm going to check on that P.O. box. Today's Friday. On the way back, I might stop at Walmart and pick up some ham or something for breakfast for tomorrow. They didn't have ham when I was there last, so I just picked up the sausage and the bacon. Because all that flooding in BC, see, the news make it bad. They said, "Oh, it's going to affect Alberta because everything is coming in from the port and all this stuff," and everybody all paranoid again. It's like, it's like the toilet paper, you know what I mean? The news is bad for that. So I go into Walmart, couldn't get they had no margarine. So when I went to Walmart that night, I had to get welfare butter. Because there was no butter, no margarine. They had no ham. Everything was picked over. And it wasn't even a weekend, so I mean, there's no need of it. Had everybody all paranoid that we were going to have a food shortage and everything, and everybody runs right out there. Pretty soon, no toilet paper again. Anyhow, so we'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I know what I'm going to do. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about La Fonda a little bit because somebody in the comments wanted to know. Or they said, "Good, you start a station, start a thing and YouTube, and you can talk about your kids and like how it was during pregnancy and blah, blah, blah." So I'll talk one day about La Fonda, and then Bro, and then my youngest one. 3 totally different. There's 3 totally different kids too. So anyways, not one was the same. So anyhow, until tomorrow, I gotta go have a cigarette, and then I'll finish this up later, like I said. And still got the sniffles a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna rain. It's not like blowing snow. It's pretty calm out there. I didn't check the temperature, but anyway, all I can do is dress warm, and I'll eat this in a bit. I just want to go and have my cigarette, and anyhow, that was a good breakfast. I enjoyed that. But if you like poached eggs, that's good. But it's supposed to be 7 minutes, but you got to put it up to 450. Or 400, not 350. I cook everything in 350. But there's certain things, like pizza, when you get a frozen pizza, you have to put it up to 400. Some things you got to cook hot, right? Anyhow, so until tomorrow, you guys have a good day, and I'll download this.